This is SCP Radio Network, coming to you live from Skylab Studios. Up next is the Super Tejano Friday Show with your host, DJ Fluffy.
Este es el Diva Takeover, todos lo quieren escuchar, porque tocan la música alegre y se ponen todos a bailar. It's a Diva Takeover with DJ Mickey DNCC. Miles y miles de gente la escuchan y nadie les puede ganar. Están en SCP Radio, estación internacional. Si quieren lo mejor, no se vaya lejos. Aquí está el Diva Takeover.
You're watching SCP TV.
Cuando ya pienses dejarme, déjame poco a poquito, pues si no vas a matarme, corazón, corazoncito. Cuando ya pienses dejarme y nada quieras conmigo, me conformaré tan solo con ser tu mejor amigo. Si me amas, acuérdate tantito. Cuando ya pienses dejarme, déjame poco a poquito, pues si no vas a matarme, corazón, corazoncito. Cuando ya pienses dejarme y nada quieras conmigo, me conformaré tan solo con ser tu mejor amigo. Si me abandonas, acuérdate tantito de quien te diera primero aquel besito y me dijiste que nunca habías besado. Entonces piensa si me has de dejar. mariachis callaron. De mi mano sin fuerza cayó mi copa sin darme cuenta. Ella quiso quedarse cuando vio mi tristeza, pero ya estaba escrito que aquella noche perdiera su amor. Oiga, ma, traigo un hambre pero bruta. Al despertar por la mañana amanezco con un hambre, y si no me desayuno hasta me pegan calambres. Yo no sé por qué es así, pero yo no voy a sufrir. El hambre es muy canija y de eso no va a morir. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me lo pone. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me lo pone. Ay, traigan unas tortillas y unos huevos rancheros con frijoles. Ay. Cada día de mi vida yo trabajo pero duro. Al despertar por la mañana traigo un hambre más que un burro. Mi madrecita me dice, hijo, escúchame a mí. El hambre es muy canija, pero por mí no vas a sufrir. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Con huevos, con huevos.
This is your boy DJ Fluffy here on scpradio.com on the Super Tejano Friday show. And where's my co-host today? I have no co-host today. I don't know. I don't know what happened to my co-host.
She's walking in the door.
I think they disappeared.
Oh no, she's not.
Yeah. But now we got Mickey D here. All right. Now,
Hello. Oh my God, it's so loud.
It's so loud.
Woo, woo.
Man, you blew my ears out. All right. Well, we're getting everything ready for tonight. We got a very special interview going on tonight. These guys they're actually coming out of retirement, and they're doing a 30-year reunion. We already got the guys in the studio. Latin Image is in the studio.
Woohoo! Yeah!
They're eating their cabrito that we made from outside. They're eating tacos de cabrito y el marranito que está afuera también allá. They're getting the food and they're drinking their margaritas. They're
getting ready.
We're getting ready for y'all so they can get ready.
They're a little nervous, so they're drinking their margaritas before they come on.
They haven't done it in 30 years. So
in 30 years, yes.
So they're actually
a long time.
Retirement, so. But we're going to be talking to them in a few minutes. We're going to see what's going on, talk about the reunion, talk to some of these guys about, how does it be back out on stage, getting their instruments out, if they had to brush off the cobwebs off their instruments and that kind of stuff, From what I hear, some of these guys have not touched their instruments in over 30 years. So we're gonna see how it goes. I don't know. That's what I heard. That's the story out there. You know, so that's what I heard. We're gonna get all the details about that. We're gonna find out who still can play, who cannot play. I heard there's some of them. I heard that some of them, and I had to go back to school and learn how to play the instruments again. So. And Wonder Woman has entered the building.
Yes, and that is how you make an entrance, Fluffy.
I already made mine.
No. You didn't make an entrance. You did not make an entrance. No. You talk so much crap. You don't even know how to do it right. So Wonder Woman, you might be king of the airwaves, but I am Wonder Woman.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
This is Wonder Woman, in case y'all didn't know her. You know, that's,
Hi, everyone. Sorry, we trash talk here.
They're all scared now. Like, should we even go up there? What the heck's going on?
She's actually, we forgot to give her medicine. She didn't take her medicine yet.
She's been out of the studio for 2 weeks.
She ran out of her ADD medicine.
ADHD.
Give her 10 minutes. We're gonna give her a little joint. So
Wait, I get high on myself. That is my name. Look, here's your gift from Cindy Ramos.
Yay, thank you.
Right.
Finally.
Yeah.
Waiting like 3 months for it?
No, just a couple of weeks.
I know, but
Just
we
a few
haven't
weeks.
seen you in.
Awesome.
You.
you know, I did get a phone call from the force.
From Mickey.
They are looking for you. You are wanted.
Let me see what you got in your bag.
From that
Let me see your bag.
Well, the problem is that, you know, they follow social media. And you kind of said something. I did not. You know, and then
I said I might or might not have taken
a
rock or two.
Okay, well, you see, there you go.
And I visited a lot of places, and I have a rock for each place.
I sent the picture of you out to all the national forests and the local game warden department and all that. And now they want to question you.
Well, you know what? Well, apparently I'm not the only one that wanted to take a piece of petrified wood because they had the rangers and security out there. Yeah, and I was like, it's so close. I just want to go grab a piece. But it's okay. I got me some crystals and some arrowheads,
We are live.
Got some. I don't care. And I got me some sand from the beach, and we went in Vegas, Hoover Dam, Area 51. So I got some little soil samples.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Soil samples from Area 51?
Area 51. You can go up so far, but you can't touch the gate, but then you're greeted with guns. Mm-hmm. So you can't go that far. But a quarter mile, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, guns don't really do nothing to you. I mean, they put a couple holes in you, that's about it,
There's no mines, when you're walking, that you have to be careful you don't step on.
No, there's this this restaurant that is like a mile before you get there. It's a gift shop, restaurant, so we stopped there, and there's a couple, and they collect the little soil samples, and they sell them and so forth, and it's like, wait, you can go up there? It's like, cool.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you went to Vegas? You went to Vegas
I went to Vegas, but I did not make it to the Tejano convention.
Okay.
My daughter's like, Mom, you're always working, and I'm just like, you're right. She goes, don't you have an award show? You're going to see the same people. Like, you're right. But
I just saw them last week.
We did go to the Vegas Strip, so I took her there. And then, where else did we go? I got stopped in one of the Indian reservations. I lost my phone at Disneyland twice.
Cool.
So
on a ride or what?
No, I left my phone on a bench, and somehow somebody turned it in at the railroad. The conductor, they found it on the bench and turned it in, and then the next day I lost my phone at the store.
But how did you find it?
They called my friend's Anna's phone to say that they had found the phone.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Yeah,
you're in the happiest place in the world. They have to do that. I mean,
yeah, I know, it was awesome.
Nobody steals
at Disney.
Nobody steals at Disney. Who would do that? Yeah. Oh my God, no.
So it was cool.
I heard they steal kids from there.
Well, that's a different story.
So I saw burros.
You take kids to leave them there because you don't want them.
Awesome. We were out in the woods. So I saw the burros. We saw wild mustangs. We saw bobcats. It was awesome.
None of them crossed your path that you could hit, No,
nothing ran at me.
You're famous
an elk,
hitting animals.
An elk. Yeah, I don't have to go hunting. I just hit them with my car.
Now, is your car
In one piece?
I did not go. I did not go in my vehicle. We went in Anna's vehicle.
Oh, okay. So
okay.
that's
Yeah.
probably why you ain't had no furniture on
Yeah.
the road or that. Okay,
No,
okay,
no,
okay,
no.
right.
But it was fun. It was just like it was a road trip. We didn't have an itinerary. We just decided, hey, what's around us? Let's go.
Awesome.
And
So
that was
much
it.
fun.
And my daughter was probably bored because I kept grabbing rocks. Lake Mead, Hoover Dam, lots of places.
Incriminating yourself.
Hey,
Stop
it's at home. It's at
Stop
home. You don't know where I live.
I will send you that information.
That's funny.
And then my daughter was making fun of me because when the Rangers and security was out there, she goes, "Did your friend actually call?" And she goes,
She's
"Mom."
not gonna like Fluffy. She already don't like us, and then she's really not gonna like us.
And it's like, no, he was joking. But
She's like, well,
apparently
it don't look like it.
apparently I'm not the only one that's thought of it. And then they have signs everywhere. It is against the law to remove anything. It's like, oh, okay. And then I told my daughter, it's like, well, I lived a good life. I don't mind going to prison. Something new.
That's too funny. Let me add that to my list.
I know, right?
Well, we're gonna take a little commercial break. We're gonna get everything ready. That way we can start bringing the guys up here, and then we're gonna get the show started. All right. So we'll be right back. Your boy DJ Fluffy, the King of the Airways, along with Wonder Woman and Mickey D here in the studio. All right, here we go.
Oh my
Traigo
God.
un hambre pero bruta. Al despertar por la mañana amanezco con un hambre y si no me desayuno hasta me pegan calambres. Yo no sé por qué es así, pero yo no voy a sufrir. El hambre es muy canija y de eso no va a morir. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Ay, tráigame unas tortillas y unos huevos rancheros con frijoles. Ay. Cada día de mi vida yo trabajo pero duro. Al despertar por la mañana traigo un hambre más que un burro. Mi madrecita me dice, hijo, escúchame a mí. El hambre es muy canija, pero por mí no vas a sufrir. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Ay mamá, traiga tortillas, ay mamá, traiga frijoles, pero no se vaya a olvidar que con huevos me los pone. Con huevos, con huevos. Ya no quiero que te andes maquillando o que te andes ya poniendo rizos en el pelo. Si no te peinas yo así te quiero. Si estás bonita entonces tengo celos. Ya no quiero que te andes poniendo a dieta porque dices que tu ropa ya te aprieta. Si Si estás gordita yo así te quiero. Si estás bonita entonces tengo celos. Así, así, así te quiero.
Prieta, gorda y despeinada,
Así te quiero.
y que nadie diga nada.
Así te quiero.
Prieta, gorda y despeinada,
Así te quiero. Ya no quiero que te andes maquillando o que te andes ya poniendo rizos en el pelo. Si no te peinas yo así te quiero. Si estás bonita entonces tengo celos. Ya no quiero que te andes poniendo a dieta porque dices que tu ropa ya te aprieta. Si estás gordita yo así te quiero. Si estás bonita entonces tengo celos. Y así, así, así te quiero.
prieta, gorda y despeinada,
Así te quiero.
y que nadie diga nada.
Así te quiero.
Prieta, gorda y despeinada,
Así te quiero. Y así, así, así te quiero.
prieta, gorda y despeinada,
Así te quiero.
y que nadie diga nada.
Así te quiero.
Prieta, gorda y despeinada,
Así te quiero. Y así, así, así te quiero.
prieta, gorda y despeinada,
Así te quiero.
y que nadie diga nada.
Así te quiero.
Prieta, gorda y despeinada,
Así te quiero. Despeinada. Así te quiero. Gordita. Así te quiero. Venga, chepa acá, mi gordes. Así te quiero. Así, así, así. Prieta, gorda, despeinada. Así te quiero. Así.
All right, and we're back again. Your boy DJ Fluffy, the King of the Airways, along with Mickey D and CC, the redhead Wonder Woman.
Of course.
And here on the Super Tejano Friday show. And like I said, we've been working on this interview here with Mr. Carlos here, and of course, as you know, they're having a 30-year reunion. So let's give it up for her.
Can you tell we haven't done this in a long time?
I can tell, yeah.
He said give it up for, and we're supposed to say Latin.
Yeah. Okay, let's try it again. All right, these guys are here. They're doing it they have been out for the business for 30 years. They're coming back. They're doing a reunion. Let's give it up for
Latin.
All right.
One more time.
Ya hit you, Flo.
Con ganas.
Oh, yes.
We need some more of this before
You need some more of that?
Yeah.
And what is that you're drinking?
It's an icy.
An icy.
But it tastes really good with this.
It's an icy with blue cherry tequila and rum. I'm sorry. Yes, it's good.
You're dropped.
Never mind.
It's supposed to be a plug right there, sir.
We want to thank our sponsors, Blue Chair Bay, Premium and Rum.
That's right.
Thank you.
And margaritas,
And
party
parties for you.
Official sponsor of SCP Radio.
Of course. And the Diva Takeover Show.
All right, so how y'all doing, guys? How y'all doing?
Good.
Well, who's gonna start off?
Well,
we got to catch up. 30 years, that we got to catch up on.
Look, my goal today is not to talk all the time because I'm used to talking.
Oh yeah.
But I really want these guys to have a lot of say-so because they have a lot to say. So I'll start off by introducing each guy, or I'll let them introduce themselves.
There you go.
I'll start with myself. I'm Carlos Villegas, and I was the singer of Latin Image. And I'll hand it over to my buddy over here.
Hello, Radio Land. It's been a long time.
Don't look scared. We're not gonna bite here.
TV Land. I'm Tim. I played bass from 87 to 95. That's when they fired me.
Can I just say, but being 15 years old when I used to do all the little fan clubs and
Now
everything.
you're gonna make us feel old.
No. I feel old because I've been in the industry because I was starting the fan clubs and stuff, and I was very intimidated by you as a young kid. You were very, very intimidating.
The band or me?
You.
Nice to meet you too.
Wonder Woman is in the building. All right, next.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Moses. Played keyboards for Latin Image for a little bit longer than Tim was in the band. Yeah. So it was a great experience. Good time. I can't wait to do it again. Coming up here, Rockefellers, October 9th. Yeah, I expect to have a good time. All my buddies in the room.
All right, and who do we got on this side?
Y'all go first.
You? You're right there. Hey,
Oh.
Super Connie member as well.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Fidel. I'm the one that stepped on Tim's, filled in his shoes or his boots, intimidating boots. From 95 until 2000 and change.
Okay.
Next.
I'm Rick Razo. I was a trumpet player from 89 to 92.
All right, and who we got next?
Vince Pena. I was a trumpet player from 88 to 91, actually.
Back in the back.
I don't remember the years. I just know I think
He was a youngster
it was
back then.
5 years total. But I'm with you. I joined the band when I was 14, and you're right about being intimidated. And I worked with them and would see him every day, but man, I would turn to somebody else when he was around. I was real shy and real quiet. As soon as he left, I was loud and crazy. But when he come in,
That's what it sounds like.
And we're going to continue to roast him because I agree as well. when he called me into that office and he says, "Hey, so what are you about?" Like, really? So I'm Esteban Campos. I was started out with accordion and then came up as a keyboard player. Guess 96, 97, somewhere around there. And went through the whole Latin Image, Imagen Latina, and then the other band.
Megami.
I think I forgot to mention the favorite I forgot to mention I played the drums.
See, he's still
Tim,
you were shaking when you were looking at it. You had to say what you played.
I think it has to do with the respect we have toward him, because he was a leader. He was the one that set the rules. Set what we needed to do, when we needed to be there, what time we needed to wake up, sound check, and that's the man you didn't want to disappoint.
So who's the leader now after doing their 30-year reunion? Is it going back
Tim.
He's a silent leader, which is scary as hell. I just say, Tim, what do you want me to do next?
We're all puppets.
So I guess we're gonna start with Tim then.
I would call him. It's like, I want to do an interview, blah blah blah, for the newsletter. And well, you can come at this time and blah blah blah. It's like, okay.
Can I apologize? I don't remember all that, but
and then I would have to send you the newsletters prep work so you could approve it. I remember doing that a couple of times. The press pack, yeah. Before he would approve it, it's like, okay, here you go. What are you gonna send out? What you gonna do? Where are you gonna send it to? They're like, okay.
Were you the one that met me in the street when I was walking? So we met in good terms. I was walking down the street and I asked for the address, and she says, so we're all good.
Yeah, he said, she told me this is where.
Well, let's start with you, since everyone wants to pick on you today. I'm not gonna pick on you. Don't worry about it, man. But tell us a little bit about Tim. Tell us, more? How you got started in the band. What made you get into music?
What made you be intimidated?
Yeah, what made you be intimidated to the guys?
There was a guy named Johnny Martinez. He was a big part of the group. He was the fifth Beatle. There was the original bass player from Latin Image started with Moses, and they started in high school. Okay. They were in the Wheatley High School band, and then you had Evatier, Moses, Joe Ernest, original singer, Gino, and Roger Zapata. So they had their band, and they were doing really well. I never knew about Tejano music in 1987. I knew about Little Joe, I knew about Mas, a little bit about Sombra. I had no clue, and then out of the blue, well, I was playing. I was going to play at the Immaculate Heart of Mary Bazaar.
Okay.
That's the church I went to, and these guys were going to play, and then we went. Do you guys know Johnny Lasso?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. DJ John. I'm going that far back. He was the coordinator for all the bazaars, and we went to Pizza Hut, and he would provide pizza and talk about schedules. And I met Mo, and I met Joe Ernest, and I didn't think nothing of it. They were telling me, I got a band named Latin Image, and I'm like, okay, I have another band. Told them my band's name, and we were getting ready for.
What was the name of that band?
It was. I'm glad you asked, because we had no name. We had no name. But I met Mo at the pizza. It was a pizza buffet. I didn't think. I thought.
Go figure.
I thought.
I met him in the same
and I started talking to him, but these guys were. I didn't see them as band members, and I thought they were like the roadies, And so we were talking, and he's like, and I say, they asked me where my next gig is. And it was probably like at a VFW hall, and I said, well, where y'all playing at? And they said, oh, we're playing at the Coliseum. And I'm like, oh, shit. So anyway, and then I saw them that night, and I'm like, wow, I was really impressed. I knew nothing about them, but they had a thing going already. They were already starting to make noise in the early mid 80s, and then out of the blue, Evatier, the bass player, no, actually Gino was gonna leave because he had gotten an offer from La Sombra, and they asked me, could you play guitar? And I said, well, I'll try, and they brought me an album back in the days, LP. So I learned all the songs, most of them, and then Gino decided not to get out, and then Evatier was kind of thinking about getting out, so they said, would you be interested in playing bass? And I said, well, I've never touched the bass. But anyway, I was able to play enough, and so I got in late '87, and so it was a very interesting, wild ride. We had a great time. We had good times and we had some bad times, and then like any band, you're gonna have those things, Anyway, so that's my short.
So since you've been out of the music business, what have you been doing?
With your I've been playing since then. I got out in '95, and I've been playing just different projects and doing my own stuff. And I sat in with a lot of other bands for a while, and then you kind of get tired of that, and you say, well, I'm gonna do my own thing. So
he's being shy now. He just released an album.
Well, I was about to say, so that means you're still active.
Yes.
That means you're still in the music.
So let's talk about your album. Come on.
Come on. That's what we're here for.
I couldn't. I personally couldn't function without playing or being involved in music.
Okay.
That's
so
just,
you stay that.
I haven't. I'm too dumb to. I always say I'm too dumb to quit.
Some people just love.
Yeah, you love it. Yeah, if you love it,
you keep on going.
And you kind of structure your life around it because your life changes. You have family and kids, and it gets more taxing or time constraints. But you just kind of structure your life around it.
So you're beating around the bush. What are you working on?
No, I've been playing. I've been writing it's my life passion. I just wanted to write. Now I write my own songs, and I sing them horribly, but I sing my own damn songs. So that's.
That's what age
so
does
to you. So are you still
you.
with the Tejano music, or are you doing something different? Or
no, it's kind of Tex-Mex, Tex-Americana. Yeah, it's kind of what I've been doing.
Look him up as Max Rios. I'll do it for you because he's being shy. Max Rios, he's got some amazing music. It's Max Rios, and he's got some awesome music. Look him up. He's got it all over the place too. So, I know he wants to focus on Latin image, but I'm proud of this man for what he's done. So I want to make sure that he gets the time to promote his awesome music that he's doing right now.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. We're here promoting.
Is it available on digital platforms?
Yes. Yeah, it's out there.
That's my question.
Yeah, it's out there. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the press release?
Has to be pre-approved.
I'll send it in for approval.
You see, it's not that bad. I told you I wasn't gonna fry you.
It's warm in here now. So.
All right, and then who we got next over there again? Moses.
Yes, Moses.
All right. Well, tell us a bit about yourself, Moses.
I thought you were gonna ask me a question. That'd be easier. But,
It'd be easier.
and Tim told my story, and
he took your story from me.
And he just put his name inside of all.
But what made you get into the music business?
Well, I played in school bands, from the 5th grade all the way into high school, in a concert band and marching band all the time. And JP, if you're familiar with JP, he's. I kind of think him and Evatir or him and Gino or they kind of had this idea already in their head that they wanted to do this because I think we went to see La Sombra or something one time and it was a killer show. That was the first show band I'd ever. Well, they were actually the second show band I'd ever seen. I had a cousin in Lubbock, Texas, and their band was called Sierra Band, and they had they had like 6 lights. To me it was like a big light show, like a full concert. But it was cool. They had a black plastic backdrop and all this stuff, and it was theatrical, and it was cool, man. And they sounded good. And so when Gino and JP and those guys came up to me and said, "Hey, you're the keyboard player," and I'm like, "I don't even own a keyboard," It's like so. Fortunately, my mother, my parents, they hooked me up and. We got this gear together and we started playing and everybody laughed in the beginning and we had some friends a couple of a bunch of people that didn't think it was gonna we were serious about it and a bunch of them tell us the same story that they came out to the VFW there in Denver Harbor and we started playing and they heard JP sing and the band play and they're like, "Yeah, crap sounds pretty good, man." It's like I think they do have something, and and it moved along from there, and just and then it evolved into more things, and people, like he said earlier, we had our ups and downs, and some things didn't work out, and some people got out, and some people got in, And but it was always moving forward, never stopped moving forward. And it wasn't a great trip. It is a great trip, still is. You know, I'm having a good time. Can't wait to.
Did you continue active after everybody went away? Were you still active, or did you stop? You know,
I stopped playing. I have keep a keyboard in my office all the time. I fiddle around, dabble in there. But I like to do live audio, so I catch groups in town whenever I get a chance to do it. And like I tell most people, a lot of people like to go fishing. I like to go do sound, So I do like to make money doing it too. But really, I like to go do the sound. If one of these guys, called me out of the blue and said, "Hey, can you come do sound for me?" I'll go do it.
What about going to go fishing? But if they tell me to go fishing Saturday,
well, I like to fish, but the catching the fish is the part that like, oh crap, I got one. What I do with it now?
And the sound gives you money.
So it's cool, man. But I have a good time. I'm still in the loop. I stay in there, like you said. It's in my blood. I can't get out of it. And I have a blast doing that.
So anybody out there, if y'all need sound, get a hold of him. He'll go and run sound for you.
I will.
So, all right. And who's got this side again?
One of the OGs right first. Come on.
Well, it's a little hazy, but Carlos can help me along here. I was in music since like Mo since 5th grade all the way in, and I was playing at University of Houston, the marching band, the jazz ensemble, and everything. Just looking at a career and just music teaching and all that stuff. And then just out of the blue, Carlos came and asked me, "Hey, you want to come try out for what?" It's like, okay, we got a group or something together. So, all right, let's go try it out. And from that point on, we just kind of started playing and just kind of gelled, and from there we just kept on going, just playing. I got out in '91 because I was getting married, changing the lifestyle pretty much, and once just kind of turned off the switch and haven't picked up my horn since, really.
Wow. So you haven't picked up your horn in how long?
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
So,
but I had enough experience from 5th through all the way to now, to that time that it's still there. You still read music, you still do everything, but getting the endurance back is tough. Like my wife said, you're turning red, blowing that damn thing. Oh man, like yeah, exactly.
Breathe, Vince.
Breathe. It gets tough. And then
that's the trumpet, right?
Yeah, that's the trumpet. And then somewhere along the way, I think we were in Belton at the Belton Rodeo, and that's where I ended up talking to Rick. Me and Rick went to high school together, and we played trumpets all up through jazz ensemble and everything too. But at that particular show, we were opening for Little Joe down at the Belton Rodeo, and then him and his cousin, right, Michael Rowan, bless his soul. That oh cool, I didn't know you were in a band, this and that. Well, Ricky was in the Army at the time, so I said, all right, well just give me a call when you get out, man, we'll probably hook you up. And then about that time everything kind of progressed into it. So when he got out, I was on my way out, and he kind of came in and filled the shoes for it. So we just kind of grew from there as the horn ensemble for the group.
So you're one of the ones that you had to blow all the cobwebs off of your.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yep.
Still, so once you put it up, you said
that's it. I'm
locked
done.
up, sight, put it up and.
Done. Close the hatch. That's it. Lock it up.
So did you head up in the attic, or you had to look for it?
No, actually, it was actually put up in the closet somewhere. We found it. Yeah.
So how does it feel to be back?
No, it feels good. It feels good.
Again?
It's something I really enjoy doing. I really love music and everything. I really. It's just you take priorities in life, and just have to put some things behind you. But now it's like it's just me and the wife, and kids are all grown up, and. Grandsons keep us active, but it's something I really like doing. It's just, just seriously thinking about just picking it up and continuing from here on out. So we'll see.
Cool. That's nice to hear that. All right.
Take it to Rick.
He told my story.
You ain't gonna get off that easy.
You got saved.
You're not gonna get off that easy, Rick.
All right. My name is Rick Razo, trumpet player. Vince is right. I grew up. My dad was a musician. My grandfather musician. We have a lot of musicians in our family. And I was in the Army, stationed at Fort Hood, and we went to go see Little Joe. And come to find out, Latin Image was opening up for him there at the Bell County Expo Center, and recognized Vince right away. So when they were down there signing autographs and stuff. I had planned. A buddy of mine, Gary Tibbs, was in the Army with me. He was gonna he moved to Austin and he wanted to start a Tejano band there because we're into Tejano. We got to Tejano. And but then when I saw these guys and they're signing autographs and they're up there on stage, like, and then Vince asked me, if I wanted to join. But if you remember, he asked, I was kind of played drums a little bit. And he asked me, you still play drums? And I lied. I said, yeah, man. So he gave me a cassette, and I learned the songs, but I had no idea about the chops of a drummer, I mean, I played trumpet. I did a little bit of drums, but...
you didn't want to get in the band. That's all you wanted.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. And I think they realized right away that I wasn't a real drummer. So then... they brought the old drummer back, and then I ended up playing. I had a trombone, a valve trombone, and so I started playing that. And then that's when Vince got out, and I slid over to playing trumpet, and I did that until '92.
Right. So you're also one of the ones that you put your instrument up and you ain't touched it ever since then.
Yeah, it's been a while. But it's like riding a bike. When you play an instrument, it's like once you get in, it's kind of hard at first, but once you started playing, you just remember everything, so it's pretty cool.
Now, how is it with your lips? Because I mean, you got to have a lot of muscle around your lips when you're playing trumpets and all that. So
yeah, you got to warm up a little bit more and kind of sore the next day, but the more you practice it, it'll get better.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Who's next?
Rudy? That would be me.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Rudy. I joined the band, I think it was 1989. And when I was 13, I started hearing the Latin Image music on the radio. My sister and my cousins were big fans. At that time, they were very popular to go see them in quinceañeras. And my sister and all my cousins would always say, where's Latin Image playing this weekend? Oh, we found out they're playing, in Denver Harbor in a quinceañera over there. And I just remember always seen my sister very excited about going to see Latin Image, and that's what I knew about them. I really didn't know any of their music or anything because I didn't listen to Tejano music. I listened to heavy metal like Van Halen, Bon Jovi. As when you're a drummer, that's the kind of music you want to play. You want to play some rock. You don't want to play Tejano. That's the last thing on your mind. But
next thing you know.
So one day I was at school when I was a freshman, and somebody kept telling me that Moses, they would point him out, he would go in the music room when we were playing there in the jazz band, and they would say, MacArthur. And they would say, yeah, he's the keeper for Latin Image. And then one day I was rehearsing, it was just me by myself in the music room playing the drums, and he walks in. And I said, here's my time, my chance to introduce myself. And I asked him, I said, Mo, you're in the industry. You know any bands looking for a drummer? I like to, play drums in a band. And he says, yeah, we do. We need a drummer. I said, really? And so he said, you want to try out? I'm like, yeah, when? And he said, you can try out today. And I'm like, well, I got to go home and ask my mom.
True story.
So he gives me a phone number and he writes it on a piece of paper. I get home and I tell my Mom, there's this band called Latin Image and they want me to go audition for them and try out. And she says, who's Latin Image? I don't know who they are, but I just know that Chaito, my sister, gets very excited about them. She always wants that. Oh, that's the band she always bugging about seeing, on the weekends. I said, yeah. Like, well, that's pretty neat, for you to go play quinceañeras and stuff like that. It'll keep you out of trouble. I'll take you. So she took me to try out with them. And then I tried out like 2 days, and I'm thinking I'm not gonna make it because I didn't know how to play Tejano. But I winged it. I just faked it. And I'm thinking, no, they're not. I'm 14 years old. These guys are grown men. They were in their early 20s, mid 20s. There's no way they're gonna, ask me to play with them. But on Thursday, this was on a Thursday, they said, well, we got a show at Milby High School. Back then, that's when we were doing the higher education shows. And it says, can you play Friday? I'm like, well, I can't miss school. I got school. It's during school.
And so we're promoting stay in school and we're pulling him out of school.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would skip school to go to the
So I asked my dad, and I said, well, you're going to miss school because my parents had to take me out of school. They couldn't go take me out. So my dad took me out of school, and I remember I went dressed because I didn't know any better. I didn't know what to expect. I thought we were going to go play in the cafeteria in the corner, and people are going to be, hey, keep it down over there. We're trying to eat over here, have a conversation. I thought it was just going to be, you know, because I was in a church band before, and those were the gigs we did. So I didn't know what to expect. I just thought it's going to be something in the rec room or something. So my dad takes me out, and I go dressed in the attire that they said we're gonna wear this. So I woke up and I wore I showed up to school like, dude, why are you dressed that way? Well, it's because I'm gonna go play in a with the band, and we're gonna do a gig and dress like that. And so I'm pretty sure I look real funny. So we get there, and I see the stage set up, and I'm like, who's Latin Image? Look at. They had speakers. They had the drums were on a riser, and I'm like, man. So the crowd starts coming in, and the girls are going crazy for these guys, and I'm like, who are these guys? I got nervous. I was not nervous when I saw the auditorium filled, and how the fans were excited to see them. It just totally blew my mind. I was hooked from then on. And that was my first experience with them. I was 14 years old when I joined these. And
I just recently found one of the videos that actually works. It's a VHS, and it's a gig at Milby. One from Milby, one from Davis.
Oh, wow.
I posted a little bit of it, so I'm trying to capture it. But yeah, since he brought that up, we have some videos to share later.
Wow. But the challenge was I didn't think my parents were going to allow it because I found out these guys traveled. They went on tours. And
you didn't tell them that, right?
No, I try to keep that because the first 2 weeks were all in town, so I didn't tell them right away. So I get home and I tell my parents, you know, how the show went. They're like, "You're lying." No, they were asking for my autographs. I'm telling you, Mom, they were. No, they weren't. No, you're exaggerating. So then the following week, we did a show at the University of Houston where all the seniors were going there to. To give a tour of the university, and ended with the show. My parents went and go see it, and my parents like, we were gonna tell him no, but after seeing that show, he's gonna bug the hell out of us to let him be in the band. So they met Carlos and Tim, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know, because my parents at first said no, you're not gonna do it. They're grown men. You're not gonna leave out of town. You're 14 years old. You're not. But they met Carlos and Tim, and they saw they were very legit, very honest, responsible.
The truth is, Tim scared the living daylights out of him. Rudy, they said Rudy is in Latin Image. He's the drummer. Got it? Okay, thank you. All right.
Yeah. No, and my parents told me now. I said, look, if we wanted to say no, but if we would have said no, you would have resented us for the rest of your life. Because if these guys, they saw potential in them. And they said they're going to record albums, they're going to come out on TV, and he's going to be pointing out to us every time. So
that could have been me right there. You said that could have been me. Y'all stopped me.
So I joined the band. I was with them for 2 years. Then when I turned 16, I left the band because they got a contract with Sony, and the workload was really going to increase. I was 16, still in high school. I could miss here and there, but I could not miss, half of the school year. So I had to get out. When I was 18, I returned back with the band. The drummer, Joe Lopez, after me, he recorded 2 albums with them 2 years. I came back and I was with them for another 2.5 years, almost 3 years. And that was whenever it was a blast. All of a sudden, I saw all the hard work that these guys did. All of a sudden just build up and it was an experience that, I tell my kids about the experience we have, and, I don't know if they listen or not, but but
like, yeah, whatever,
one day, one day they'll and that's what this reunion is doing. I think it's introducing a side of us to our kids that have known us all their lives, and they've never known this part. They've never seen us, this is the first interview my kids are stories that they probably never heard. And I think that's what's real excited about this reunion we're having.
Cool. Now, do all of y'all have kids, or
yep,
are y'all kids involved in the music somehow or another?
What city are we talking about?
Lisa's on here.
Is this on?
Yeah.
Lisa's on. He said Lisa's on here. Yay! He called you out.
Lisa.
For you, it's probably what.
Just kidding, baby. Love you. I'll see you in a little bit.
Well,
he's gonna bring some margaritas.
my kids, they played the saxophone in the marching band in high school. As a matter of fact, they had the first marching halftime show today, right before I got here.
You're in trouble.
As soon as their marching show was over,
You did both.
He did what? He made it. Okay.
I made it and came back. I almost didn't make it, and I accidentally made my daughter cry because she thought I wasn't gonna make it because she knew that today was the interview, so she thought she wasn't gonna go. And I said, no, I'm gonna find a way to make it. And the good thing is that 9 o'clock halftime was at 8. By 8:30, I was already in the parking lot.
I was about to say, if you didn't make it, you're in trouble. You might not even go home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you might not even go home.
No, I'm smarter than that.
Okay. I thought you got intimidated over here, so I was gonna say, you know. All right. So who's next?
I guess that would be me.
Esteban.
Yep. I'll take the high chair.
You can take the booster seat.
Yeah, right.
The hot seat.
I'm cool.
There you go.
I'm reading some of the comments.
Right.
Your family members are on our feed.
Oh,
Somebody
wow.
said you go, Daddy Rick.
Oh, no, that's
that's you. That's Rick.
Latin Image Babes.
What?
A lot of people are commenting to Rick. Tim.
Yes, Rick and the hair is what they're saying.
And Tim.
Rick was a chick magnet.
Yeah, he was.
We have to add that was part of his.
I remember
other role.
because my friend Monica was like, oh, la la la. In love with that.
Lisa said, just bring her a margarita.
He said he put that away too.
Tim was so mean.
So I have a unique story. I literally wouldn't be here without these guys, Carlos, Tim, and Gino, and especially Johnny. Long story short, Johnny's the one who found me. He got me into the band, introduced me to Carlos, Tim, and Gino back when I was 15, 16 years old. Barely learning how to play accordion, and didn't think much of the accordion, but hey, I scratched it here and there. And so did a show with these guys, and I was like, oh my gosh, like Rudy said, saw all the people, and I was like, oh yeah, I was hooked. I was hooked from day one. And long story short, being so young and coming from, I'm trying not to get all sentimental, coming from a broken home, these guys really guided me. They were like they guided me as far as dads, and my kids that are listening, they're probably freaking out right now. They actually, guided me in the right direction. And if it wasn't literally for this band, I wouldn't have met my wife, who I've been with 20 plus years, and I wouldn't have my 2 gorgeous daughters, and which I love with all my heart. And I owe a lot to this band, and I've been waiting a long time to let these guys know, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. I honestly could say I'd be somewhere else. So
wow.
Yeah, so thank you guys.
Cool, man. Cool. All right, well, we're gonna take a little commercial. I think we got a couple videos. I think
one more.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were
I
back over here.
That's so classic.
I was hiding out. See, look, the thing is, you got to save the best for last. No.
So this is gonna be good then.
It's gonna be like a novela. It's gonna be like the Latin Image novela.
Hold on. Can y'all get the popcorn and the tequila out right now?
Come on, guys. Come on.
He's gonna let all the beans out right now. He's gonna let it all out.
Well, first of all, I want to say hello to my son in Alaska. He's infantry with the Army.
All right.
Nice.
My daughter, she's a Marine in Afghanistan.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Logistics. My other daughter, she's an Army veterinarian. And my son Christian just graduated, and he's going to the Air Force.
Oh wow.
So bring me a margarita.
You know what? We haven't hooked up in a long time, and honestly, it's the first time I hear this. It's the first time I hear this, and that's really making me really emotional. And I had no idea, so I'm glad you're sharing that. And a shout out to go to all the military and his kids especially that are blessed to be able to listen and watch this today.
Yes.
So, Fidel, thank you. Keep on going.
Yeah. So, when I first was introduced to Latin Image or Imagen Latina, where's Esteban at? Esteban right here came over to the house and knocked, opened the door. I'm like, what's up, you know? So Esteban and I go way back when he was about 5 years old or 7 years old. I used to play with his dad. My dad and his dad used to play together in bars, you know, all over Houston, all over Texas. And I had just finished playing with a tour with a band that we played tropical, you know, cumbias, you know what I mean? That type of music. That's what I toured.
There goes your drink.
I would tour. So I would tour all over Mexico, all over the U.S., cumbias, you know, and I would also tour. Not tour, go to all the clubs that I could dancing with all my friends, girlfriends.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You dance pretty good. I forgot about that.
So, of course, Carlos and Esteban are at my door and asking me, hey, I just finished, you know, giving up music for a while. And Esteban was like, hey, you want to try out for the band? I'm like, what kind of music is it? Tejano. And the only music that I knew Tejano was Mafia. Growing up, because I grew up from 5th Ward, North Side. I went to Marshall, you know, from the ghetto. And Mafia, I would look up to Mafia. So I was like, okay, with this Tejano music, I think I can rock with it. Not to say bad anything about Tejano, but to me, Tejano was a real slow, jazzy, mellow music compared to what I came from, a speedy, you know, cumbias and real movidas, you know, upbeat. Yeah. So when I joined the band, I don't know if Carlos noticed the difference in the style of the music, kind of an upbeat. But anyways,
what I noticed was he was a dancing fool, which was really cool. He was dancing. He brought a lot of energy to the shows.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
So I enjoyed. I started from '95, right after Tim. Everybody's like, "Hey, you got some pretty good shoes. I mean, pretty big shoes to fill." Size 8. 8.5. Actually, these boots, my son in Alaska ordered them to me. Texas. Shout out. Anyways, I wear them proud, mijo.
By the way, he sent a shout out. He's actually live while watching us right now. He said, shout out to Pops. He said that he's glad to see that the band's back together for this reunion, and he said a shout out to you, Fidel.
Awesome. So where were we? So I was married. I had my son. I was working energy services. Then my schedule at work went from Monday through Thursday to shift work. I couldn't work anymore. I couldn't play any more music. I had to face up to my responsibilities. You know, my family comes first. And then 20 years later, Carlos is over here. Hey, Tim has a good idea.
Tim scared me to do it.
He summoned us.
And
he summoned the band back.
And sure enough, I had to take out my bass guitars out, dust them out. Even one of the bass guitars that Tim was playing on, I don't know if he remembers, but I told him, hey, that bass that you're playing still has the 20-year-old strings on them. Oh, wow. He couldn't even tell the difference. No. But besides that, after I left the band, I would still help out Tim on his other bands projects that he was doing across Houston, different clubs. They were called, shout out to Los Gallos in Spanish. Besides that, the rest is history, and we're trying to bring it back.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, I don't think you're trying to bring it back. I think you brought it back because, from what I understand, I think your tickets sold in less than an hour. Completely sold out.
Yes.
All the tables sold out. Now, there are tickets available. I want to make sure people understand that you can still get tickets, but all the reserved seating, all the tables sold out within the hour. So what they're doing, they're restructuring the place so they can add more tickets. So there are tickets available still. So if you're out there watching, listening, please go out and get tickets. It might be standing. It might be if you get there early. You just never know. but tickets are still available. A few tickets available on Eventbrite. On Eventbrite, so that's the only place you can buy the tickets right now.
Now I know following your feed, and you know we always following you, Carlos, everywhere we're going. But there was a talk maybe about a second show. Is that happening, or people have been asking for it? They're still asking about it. They're still, people still, when you post it, is there gonna be the second show? We can't miss. We got something already that day, but is there gonna be a,
we really don't know quite yet, or we're actually going. It's day to day. We're keeping track with Rockefellers to see what people want to do. I know there's a lot of people from out of state that are really wanting to watch it. So we have a lot of fans for Latin Image in Florida. We have people in Dallas, all of West Texas. So a lot of those people, I'm sure, wish they could just come down here and watch a second show. We really don't know quite yet, but we might just end up doing a second show right here on SCP Radio, and just, you never know. But we'll let you know. We'll let you know if that second show. Got a sound man ready to go. But for now, you guys, first things first, we have to completely sell it out. Sell it out. That way, there's absolutely 0 tickets. So if you're interested, Eventbrite. The date is October 9th. Rockefellers, if you've never been there, that's a place to see a concert.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice place.
Really
Very
intimate,
nice place,
and it's great. So y'all go out, go to Eventbrite. We'll share the link on all the pages, and then you guys go get your tickets.
Okay.
I have to say I'm really glad everyone is here. Carlos was inducted into the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame, and you know where I'm going with this. Mm-hmm. So you have a few days left. August 31st is when the deadline for bios to be submitted. Tejano Roots recognizes the music industry, the contributions that you made, and you become part of Texas history. It was recognized by Rick Perry in 1999. So you become, once you're inducted, there is a museum. You can donate a piece of anything. But once you're inducted, you become part of Texas history. And you guys have a lot of history. You guys have made a lot of contributions to the industry. So before you guys leave, I will probably, with your permission, use some of the information from the video. And then I need contact information so I can submit so we can get you guys inducted.
Yeah, sure.
I think that would be a great honor.
Carlos is on there.
I was happy to be there. Was 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
And
2 years ago?
20.
It was
2
right
years
before
ago.
the pandemic, so it was an experience of a lifetime, and I couldn't be more honored. And these guys, they have a lot to tell, a huge story to tell.
Yes.
Everyone, as y'all heard today, and that's just the beginning.
Yes.
I want to real quick before you go to commercial break. A few guys that were not able to make it.
How about that?
Remember, this reunion is from the originals, the very founding fathers of Latin Image, all the way to Imagen Latina. So a shout out, y'all don't let me forget anybody, to Gino Barretos, the original guitar player, Evetir, who's also the original bass player. They will be part of the show. They're just not here today. Eldon Samos, who was also part of Imagen Latina. Who am I missing? Joey Leal,
yes.
horn player, trumpet. Joe Lopez, Lopez, our Joe Lopez.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Joe Lopez.
Yes.
So Joe Lopez also was a big part of Latin Image. So anybody else that I missed?
Jonas.
Well,
Joe Ernest,
of course, we're gonna dedicate.
Wisconsin.
Yes, we're gonna dedicate that show to 3 people that were very important to us. 2 that were huge, which was Johnny Martinez, and then of course we're gonna dedicate it to Joe Ernest Puente, who was also the original singer of Latin Image, and we are also gonna dedicate that night. Part of the night to a producer that actually put our music on the map, Bob Gallarza, who also passed away. Yeah. So there's those 3 people were very special to us in one way or another. But Johnny Martinez, everyone here has a story to tell, and maybe we'll talk about Johnny a little bit later on. But Johnny Martinez recruited me. He recruited Esteban. I mean, that boy, he could go to Whataburger. Benny. Benny. That boy can go to any Jack in the Box and get a free meal. That's how good he was.
He was an amazing person.
I'm sorry. 2 more guys. Benny Chavez, the original. Thank you, Moses. You were saying Benny. I was like, anyway. Benny Chavez, the original drummer, also will be there that night. And who else? And Mike Martinez also was part of Latin Image, Imagen Latina. And these guys are bringing so much to the table. You guys have no idea the hard work that we're putting into this. It's going to be an amazing show, so shout out to those guys that were not able to make it tonight.
All right, well, we're going to take a little commercial break, and we're going to come back in a few minutes and talk some more stuff about the concert you had at the Coliseum. and some more stuff that gets scrunched up that you don't know
goodness.
about. So yeah, thanks to Lisa for the information. But we'll be right back. We're gonna take a commercial break.
Iba por la calle cantando y bailando, me encontré a una chica que está muy bonita, se llama ella Susu, pero está media cucu, se llama ella Susu, pero está media cucu. Susu está bonita, Susu está preciosa, pero si le falla un poco la maceta, a mí no me importa que diga la gente, a mí no me importa porque ella es decente. Estaba platicando con mi amiga Susu, luego viene alguien y me dice que está cucu. A mí no me importa porque ella es buena, a mí no me importa, me invita a una cena. Los días van pasando y me estoy enamorando de esta bella chica que está muy bonita. Se llama ella Susu, pero está media cucu. Se llama ella Susu, pero está media cucu. Susu está bonita, Susu está preciosa, pero si le falla un poco la maceta, a mí no me importa que diga la gente, a mí no me importa porque ella es decente. Estaba platicando con mi amiga Susu, luego viene alguien y me dice que está cucu. A mí no me importa porque ella es buena, a mí no me importa, me invita a una cena. Ahí viene mi chica a mí, ahí viene mi chica a mí, ahí viene mi chica a mí, ahí viene mi chica a mí. Yo no sé por qué razón hablas tú muy mal de mí. Yo no sé por qué razón, si yo nunca te ofendí. Si te pones a pensar lo que tú has hecho tan mal, y harías que alguien te diga que ya dejes tú de hablar. ¿Por qué razón hablas de mí que nunca te ofendí? ¿Por qué razón hablas de mí si todo quiero
All right, and we're back. Your boy DJ Fluffy, the always here on ncpradio.com, and we need to talk about that video we saw right there. You know,
I don't know if I want to talk about that one.
I don't know, but a question that we asked about who's gonna grow the hair back to the way you had it on the video.
Ricky, he already has it.
I think Carlos is the one who should have that hair because you're in front. You know?
Wigs are us. I'm on my way.
No, we don't want a Billy Cyrus.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna get. Wig is all you're gonna get. No more hair here. Now, actually, people made comments. 2 comments. And they were making comments about Ricky and his hair now. So
yes.
They're like, oh, Ricky and that hair.
Okay, so I do have to comment on that because there's only 2 musicians that I know that still have great hair, like back in the day. It's Rick and Israel Dominguez.
Israel?
It's like he doesn't age. And it's like, shit, he still has the same hair, damn it. Everyone starts balding.
Well, Rick Gonzalez, too. Have you ever seen his hair? Is always...
Rick Gonzalez?
Yeah, he's always got his hair combed.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while either.
And DJ Fluffy's hair too. Oh no, never mind.
No, él no tiene. Él no tiene.
I haven't had hair since 1994.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no mullet in sight here. I'm just telling you right now.
No.
I think that's not coming back.
It is coming back. It is coming back.
No, the hair's not coming back.
The hair's not gonna come back.
No, that's why you need a wig.
Well, back when y'all were doing everybody started talking about, when joining the group and doing your tours and signing autographs. I think y'all had a big concert at the Coliseum. Tell us a little bit about that. How was that experience there?
You know what, Mo? You want to talk about the Coliseum? That was like a big one there.
KYST, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it was KYST.
I believe Jerry Garrido, his band, was it Mercedes or I forgot who played that.
Jerry Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Jerry Rodriguez. Yeah. I forgot the name of the group that he was in at that time.
That was
it with
Valentino?
Valentino? Okay, yeah. David
Flores.
David Flores. So they were.
Yeah, I'm the historian here.
Who was the headliner? Was it somebody who was the headliner? I don't know who the headliner was. Man,
was it Moss?
I don't know. Man, it's so far back. I guess we were so into ourselves that we weren't paying attention to that stuff.
Well, I know because I still have the Never mind.
The what?
The flyer. I kept everything because I'm a hoarder. I kept everything. Literally.
Oh, that's cool.
Literally. Like the posters, the balloons, the hotel keys, the airplane tickets, the napkins I would have any musician sign at Whataburger or whatever because that was the place to go after a gig. I mean, I kept everything. Yeah. I kept everything.
She said she wouldn't even keep the toilet paper.
I did not keep the toilet paper. I did not keep the toilet paper.
We had to go back in the video. The room keys?
We would travel. You know?
Just in case you go back, you can't.
No. I have a scrapbook. I have a scrapbook. And it's just like, oh, this is when... I even kept my calendars. It's like, oh, this is when I went to go see this band. Oh, this is when I went to go see that band. So I kept everything. So I told my kids, when I die, you donate it to the museum.
So do you have anything?
I have so much of their stuff.
You didn't bring it?
I have the records, the promotional records. I have so much stuff. No, I didn't bring it.
But you didn't bring it. You know they were going to be here.
Do you know how much crap I own?
You know, right now would have been the best time for you to have it here and have them autograph it.
Okay, but aren't we doing a reunion show? I can bring it then.
Oh, that would be good.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I have buckets and buckets of memorabilia. Buckets. I would have to go through all of that.
Well, you better get it ready.
About a month.
Okay.
Start
Because I still got my shirts from Kakuuka, KYST, my hat from KYST, my name tag, my liners. I would have to say at the radio station. I kept everything.
There's someone, Veronica Gutierrez says she loves her honey's voice, by the way.
Somebody does. My mother too. Nah, but about that show, it was funny what Rudy had said earlier about loving rock and roll. Is the whole. I mean, we had our music that we were going to play, of course, but the whole main thing for us was the intro because we had a rock and roll intro, and I don't remember what it was. Just 3 chords, that's all rock and roll is, right? 3 chords, So we did that deal, and then we'd never been on a big stage like that before. So when you're practicing in a rehearsal room, it's an ideal room. Everybody can hear each other.
Yeah.
But when you get on a stage and you're 25 feet, 30 feet from each other, you can't even hear the drummer from where you're at. You can hear like the snare, and that's about it. So it's very scary to do that show. But watching the crowd, the people, the backstage, doing the autograph deal, it was like, oh man, it was an addiction, you know.
Was that the show that we did where we were at the Sam Houston Coliseum, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Sam Houston, yes.
Where we were the second time.
That was the second time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is way back.
The very
first 80 something. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a really great experience, and then I mean, it just took off from there, man. It was nonstop. You know, it's cool.
Cool. Now, what you got in your hand? What do you got in your hand?
Since Mary Jane's talking about all the stuff she has, I want to know if she has this one. I brought this one. I found it in the Latin Image archives. So this is for you for the studio.
Okay.
So I want to see if you have this one.
And before you show, you can tell that it is kind of old.
Yeah, it is.
It's you got the
vintage. So that means this is worth at least $800.
At least. But what about if you sign it?
$500. The price goes down. So this one is from the Sony years, because we did 2 albums with Sony. Bob Gallarza produced 2 freaking amazing albums that if you hear those albums right now, they sound even better than some of the stuff that's being released now. I'm being honest, because Bob Gallarza was an incredible, amazing producer, and he produced 2 albums for us. One of them being Ole, and the other one being Dos por Uno. So this one here was the actual Sony poster that was released by Sony, and it was the Ole, the Torero jackets, and all that. So this is for you. So, all right.
I have that.
But you know what I have? I have all those jackets.
You still have them?
I do. Actually, you have. Did I give you yours?
Y'all are gonna wear it, right?
Yeah, right. One will fit my arm, and that's about it. Actually, I have these jackets, and I've been meaning to give them back to those that they may not be the exact same color anymore. Like mine was purple, now it's like teal. Yeah. So this one I found, and I want to make sure we bring this one and get it signed so you can put it on the wall.
Awesome.
So this is just one of the few things, and there is a couple more that I did find. So we'll have all this October 9th.
And that's what I'm asking. Are you gonna have any merchandise there at the event?
We're gonna actually raffle ourselves off. So that night, if anybody wants to take it, I'm just kidding. Lisa, I'm taking the entire margarita machine home. It's gonna fit in the back of my truck. So no, we will have a few items. I know Cindy, who's back there, Vince's wife. She has an incredible collection of Latin Image stuff. So we will have a setup. So people that want to go by and maybe find themselves in those pictures, like, how old were you back then? Maybe like
15.
15. So, you know, there's so many pictures out there that we've collected. So we'll have a nice little setup so people can go and actually see some of the pictures.
Are you going to be having Latin American reunion shirts?
We have to, yeah. That is also being worked on. So, yeah. No, so we will have some for sure.
Worry. I got credit with Carlos. Oh, okay. I got credit with Carlos.
He's got it.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Again, I'm taking the machine home. That one over there.
That one over there.
Did you have a t-shirt?
And I'm taking Las Brasas tacos with me. I'm taking them home too. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that we presented this to you today.
Cool.
So that you can put on your wall somewhere.
We'll definitely put it behind the wall over here. We'll put it behind the corner.
Yep, that's perfect. Sounds good. Yep.
Oh yeah, we'll make sure
we have a Sharpie for sure. We can get that done.
We'll get somebody to do that. Now, first of all, thank you. I know we just came back from the commercial break, but I know y'all smell the tacos already. Do y'all feel like eating right now, or y'all just wanna wait until we get done? Because we got about another hour, 2 hours show.
I thought it was 3 hours. You promised me 5-hour show.
We can go to 3 in the morning if you want. You know. But then you're gonna run out of margarita, and then I think Lisa's not gonna be happy if you take an empty machine back there.
Yeah, that's true. Real quick, I want to send a shout out to Diana Serna, who's a not only a friend but a great fan and a great friend. Jessica, anybody remember Jessica Reina?
Yes, that's what we just said.
She said the first time she saw it was at the Coliseum.
Well, she's Jessica Leal, and her and Joey are tuning in. They're saying something to shout out. Ray Castillo, which was also an amazing a roadie, friend, designer, and bodyguard, and all that. So there's so many people that are tuning in from West Texas as well that are sending shout outs. So thank you for tuning in today to SCP, and we look forward to seeing a lot of you guys on October 9th.
So, and what time is the show going to start?
We're shooting, I think, Tim,
probably 8:30. Doors are at 7, and then there's a lot of music to cover. We're going to try to do it in 3 phases. Feature the original, as many of the original guys with the Black Album. They call it. It didn't have a name. It just said Latin Image. I don't know if everybody remembers. It's black.
Yes.
Which is gold letters, Latin Image. So that was the first record, and it had Mo, Gino, Benny Chavez, Joe Ernest Puente, Roger, and Evatier. Was there one horn player or 2 horn players?
Was that 2?
Joey and Joey.
Joey. Oh, Joey. Yeah. Sorry, Joey. Sorry, Jessica. But so we're gonna try to feature that Act 1. I'm calling it Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
Okay.
Because Act 1 was really the foundation, and then some of the guys bled into Act 2, then Act 3. So we're gonna. There's a lot of music, and we're gonna try to do as much of it and as possible to try to kind of highlight that the whole career Latin Image spectrum or range. From 0 to...
Because remember, it started off Latin Image, and the very end of Latin Image was when we transitioned to Imagen Latina. That's the time we were with Abraham Quintanilla. They changed our name to Imagen Latina with the idea to start taking us across the border. So it starts with Latin Image, Black Album, like Tim said, the White Album, which was Juntos para Siempre, and then we have Scenario, Imagine, Dos por Uno, Olé, Prisionero de Amor. So we have a lot of music to cover. So we are planning on starting early. So those of you that already bought tickets, you have to get there early so you can get the full meal deal, because we don't want to end the night and be short of music. So there's so much music we're working on. It's going to be a good night.
Rockefeller's actually rearranged the seating and actually made a dance floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so they actually, normally there's chairs like up to the front, and then they build back. But they actually carved out the center section. There's going to be a dance floor. We played it October 16th, 1988. So
y'all trying to get it close to that.
Yeah, we tried to get that X8, but there was a wedding or there was something going on. We were trying to, because it's actually a Saturday. I was like, man, that would be perfect, but it didn't work out. So they gave us the 9th. But I think it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night. I mean, this all kind of started with a friend of mine has had cancer a couple of years ago, and then I kind of posed it to Carlos and said, yeah, let's try it. Because there's been kind of false starts here and there, let's try it, and then everybody's kind of busy. It was busy at the time, and then this time it was kind of cool because we said, well, let's do this benefit for my friend. And everybody came together, and there made rehearsals,
we
a couple
tricked
rehearsals.
them, because we called them and said, hey, what are you doing on October 9th? Oh, nothing. We got them all to say nothing.
Yep, that's how it
all right,
went.
we're doing this reunion.
But shout out to Rick. He didn't even have a horn. He rented a horn.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, man, this is so cool. But it was going to be March 12th of COVID, March 12th, and it was March 15th, I think. It was Sunday, and then everything shut down that Friday. So, but I from that moment, guys came to rehearsal, and I was kind of like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. People are, really plugging in and looking forward to doing this. And of course, the last year and a half, everyone's kind of been scattered. And then this next opportunity came up, and then first one I called is Carlos, of course, because he's the ringleader.
He's the ringleader.
He's the ringleader. But yeah, he kind of contacted everybody, and everybody was game, and they've come together. And props to them, because they've been really rehearsing really hard. And I think they really want to get the music, as tight as possible and make it sound good. I think it's a great thing, not only for us to relive and revisit. This is the first time I was telling Esteban, I never heard these stories. I mean, you know, y'all were afraid of me. I didn't share. Now we're touchy feely now, you know. But
I think your nickname was Cucuy.
But it's a cool thing because we get a chance to relive, and like you said, our kids. My kids didn't know anything about this. They probably kind of like, because I kind of out of sight, out of mind, you know. They started watching Selena, and then their mom says, "Hey, well, you know, she's like, really?" And then, you know, they started, you know, quizzing me about stuff, and then I started thinking about it. I said, "Oh shit, you know, that is true," you know. And you start like, "Wow, you know, that was a special time," because you know, you forget, life goes on, and you move on, and then you kind of like, "Wow, let's and I was telling Carlos, it's like looking at an old picture, and you kind of look at it, and you say, "Wow, I hadn't seen this picture in a long time." Then you kind of refocus, and you say, "Wow, I didn't remember this," but now it brings back memories. So that's what this show is kind of about. It's kind of refocusing it, not only for us, but I'm hoping that it brings some back to the industry and says, "Wow, this is kind of cool. Have a nice, classy get together." And I hope other bands jump on and say, "Hey, I want to do that too, and I want to do it better than Marlene." I'm real competitive, so I want them to say, I want to outclass those cats," and it brings a little more spice back to the whole thing the way it was. It's not just about Latin Image fans. It's about people that miss going out and dressing up and going to a cool show. You know what I mean? So it's all that stuff. You know.
Cool.
Anyway, I'll shut up.
No, I mean, you know.
That's why I'm glad he's here.
You know, I mean, it's cool to, you know, you're reliving that again.
Yeah.
And from the looks of it, it's like you're all excited to get back on that stage and just, you know, do what you used to love to do. You know, and perform and have a good time out there. You know. So we're gonna see dancing for sure.
Yeah.
No smoke bombs.
No smoke bombs?
Yeah, no. I don't think Rockefellers. And I hated those things, man. I hated those things, man. When every time it was like the pyros, when they would go off, they would start, and it would just be so loud, and then we would have to hit the first note, and my timing's pretty bad, period. So, and it would always throw me off, like, bang, you know, because it would always scare me, man. I hated those smoke bombs.
Because the lighting designer, his timing was worse, so it was like, "You got to do it on 3, Jerry."
And I know people have been asking, "Are y'all gonna wear those torero jackets?" I'm like, I don't think there's enough material for those right now, but we just have great memories to talk about, and I'm really glad we're here, because you know the things I'm hearing these guys talk about. I mean, I know we lived it, but you know, life goes on, and a lot of times you forget those things.
Yes.
And it reminds us how those years we worked together, that we were on the road together. I mean, it was a bond that's unbreakable. Yeah. And I think that's what this is all about. And I'm glad Tim proposed the idea, and here we are. Everyone's working really hard. I think the hardest part right now is not being able to. We all want to play all the songs. There's so many, and we all have favorite songs. So we have our little set list ready, but you know, we're like, how about this song? How about that's so tough, because if we had like 3 nights, we could probably play 3 nights worth of music. But we plan on giving you nothing but the best that night, and we're gonna just have a good time. That's what it's all about. So some of us may be drunk that night, so disclaimer, it's gonna be okay. But no, we are looking at having a good time, and I know SCP's already down. I know you guys have your reservations ready to go, so you guys will be glad to see you guys there that night.
Yeah, I hope my table on the stage. That's what I requested.
Yes, sir. It is on stage. Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
All right. We want to make sure we know it's good on stage. You know.
So he's the reason I'm on the floor.
Oh.
Sorry. I meant to tell you.
Who's Sean?
Sean.
Oh my gosh!
We have stories about Sean. I think
he's saying, "Sound good, guys. What's up?"
Everybody here can say something about Sean.
Hey, Sean, we miss you. I've got a quick little story about Sean.
He's a roadie, by the way. One of our
roadie
and friend.
Real good friend, yes. Sean. So we had a gig. Where was it? Across Texas, somewhere across Texas, somewhere West Texas. And I had just gotten off work, and Sean's like, "Hey, I'll drive." All right, we're driving the equipment truck, and I'm like, "Well, I'll take over like halfway, somewhere around San Antonio or somewhere." I fell asleep. I didn't wake up until we were getting down there to Sanderson, I think it was. Man, you're a damn good driver.
Yeah, no, he was a mess. He was a hot mess. But he was a workhorse, man. He was on it all the time. We couldn't get him off the stage sometimes. Like, get off the damn stage, John. No, he's very dedicated, and we've stayed connected. By the way, he want to send a shout out to him, his lovely wife. I think they just celebrated an anniversary, and so shout out to them and their kids.
Ruben Lopez.
Ruben actually connected. I don't know if it's that Ruben Lopez, but Ruben Lopez.
He just called me.
Really?
Yeah.
So that means he connected, because I saw earlier Ruben Lopez had connected. So Ruben Lopez from Flatonia, Texas. Flatonia, Texas.
And then Diana says Juntos para Siempre.
He always comes to my mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't miss it.
So I'm assuming that's a song, Juntos para Siempre. That's one of the songs.
Juntos para Siempre was the White Album, so there was the Black Album, which is the Joe Ernest Puente album. The White Album was the very first album where I came on in the picture, and that was the very first song, for me personally, the first song that I ever recorded that came out on the radio. And it came on at 2 in the morning. I know they told us, well, they're going to, Kakuka, was it Kakuka or KYST?
KYST.
KYST, they're like, they're going to play Latin Image song. They can play it at 1 in the morning. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So they played Juntos para Siempre for the very first time. That was the first time I ever heard myself on the radio, because I was new. So Juntos para Siempre is the first track from that White Album that we released, second album of Latin Image.
Cool. All right. Well, any more stories, guys?
Oh, there's plenty of stories.
Now, you know what would be cool for you to have out there? You say you still got those jackets.
Yep.
I think it would be cool for you to have them out there on display.
Yes.
At the event.
Yeah, and actually, I have 2 jackets, and now these, I don't even know how I ended up with those. That's before my time. So you guys wore those trench coat looking very shiny jackets. I have 1 or 2 of those. So I love your idea. Maybe we'll just have a whole setup.
Yeah, just like a little display so we can see, this is, the outfits you used back in the days.
But you just gotta have security, because you're gonna have some crazy fan who's gonna try to take it home.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. No, not me, because I own a lot of stuff.
Right there.
They're gonna say
no.
They're gonna say a redhead came in here and took it.
Oh, that one back there and that one right there.
No.
Those were your stalkers.
Okay.
Those were your stalkers.
So we will have some security detail.
Yes.
Right around the merchant.
You might want to put their pictures right there. That one and that one right there. Put their pictures on there. Make sure they don't come in.
I have a shirt that says security. I can work.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
Don't.
I think y'all make your own T-shirts here, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Awesome.
But I think it'd be cool to see some of that stuff that you have, that you collected, that you know it's still there. Like the color might be a little bit inflated, but hey, I think it'd be cool for the people to see that and say, look, this is what back in the day, what was it that we were in. Some people would probably be surprised that you still have that stuff.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I still have it. We actually have some LPs as well, some 45s. The black, I don't have the Black Album, but I have the White Album. I have a few of those. We have all kinds of stuff, plenty of 45s. My kids saw that and they're like, "What is that? Is that a frisbee?"
Hey, but now they're making their comeback now.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
They're the vinyls are coming back. They're people are playing them. They're selling the record players now. You can go buy them at the store and they sound pretty good.
I have the Selena, the one she first got on with Sony.
Mm-hmm.
I looked that thing up on how much it's worth. I'm like, holy crap! This stuff it's worth a lot of money. I mean, the first Selena LP that she signed on with Sony, and I'm like,
you have it?
Yeah, I have a couple of them. Yeah,
a couple of them.
Yeah.
We'll be selling those right after.
Yeah, but it's vintage. It's out of print. You know what I mean?
It
was
is.
just that one pressing. You know what I mean? It was original.
I like the kind of things. I got some from La Sombra that are still in the wrap.
Wow.
And they haven't been open, nothing. So,
Wow.
Those are ones.
Those are limited prints. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember taking all my stuff when I left KYST. It's like, oh, let me take my records. I got a lot of records. Now, of course, some of the DJs would draw on them or write stupid stuff on there. It's like, man, you're messing up. This is going to be worth so much money, because if you go on eBay, you'll see if you try to purchase your stuff back, it's a lot of money, because there was only so many quantities that were printed at that time. It's crazy. Thousands of dollars.
Well, there's one DJ that's probably wishing he wouldn't, and I think I'll tell the story, but you guys will probably remember. Latin Image was always working. We promoted ourselves a lot. I mean, and the guys talk about Tim being intimidating. I'm sorry, but I was the same way. I came in young, and I looked up to these guys. I did, and I would just steer clear from this man right here. But bottom line is, we did work. The band worked really hard. I learned how to stay alive with my current band. because what I learned from this man right here and Moses and these guys, I learned a lot. I was watching. I was really quiet, but I was learning. So one story I'll tell you really quick was one of those times we were doing a promotional tour. Was it? So we would send our music out.
Yeah.
We would send our music out, man. I'm telling you, we worked our butts off, and this is without a record label, sending music out, sending bios out. I mean, it was a well-oiled machine. We went to a radio station interview, and we knew we sent that damn music to that radio station. So we got there thinking, okay, they're already spinning it. And the guy, and you might fix this up a little bit, but we got there and the DJ was like, "Well, no, we don't have your music." We're like, "No, we send music. We guarantee you, we sent the music to you to the radio station." Lo and behold, kid you not, trash can right next to him. It was our 45. Was it a 45?
That was an album.
It was an album.
Oh. Wow.
So it was in the trash can, and I mean, so that's just one of the stories of the things we went through. It was, you think about all the Coliseum gigs and all the awesome shows we had. We struggled a lot.
You
We
have to
sure
have thick
did.
skin. If you get sensitive, then I mean, the whole industry is going to beat you up. If they, if people say they don't like your music, they don't like this or that, then you have to be self-confident. And I remember one of the guys in the band, I'm not going to mention who it was, he was really disappointed. He was almost in tears in the band, but I think we pointed it out to the guy, and I'm like, hell no, we came here and we let him know that we were here. You know what I mean? So you don't remember who it was, but I remember, like, I'm not going to be that guy, upset. We're going to keep
You
knocking.
always said not to make it personal.
Yeah, you can't take it
I
personal.
remember you giving me that advice.
I said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite story
Yes.
was every time we would open up, and for years everybody'd say, "Remember what Tim said? When you're opening up for all these bands, you're setting the bar."
I don't remember saying that.
You're setting the bar, and everybody's gonna have to be better than you regardless of where you start. And that always stuck with me, and to be honest, it carried on.
It carried on, and I agree with Esteban, because a lot of times, even with my current band, we do shows and they're like, "Okay, do you want to close? Do you want to open?" I'm like, "I don't care." One thing I do remember from this, man, it was like when we would open up a lot, it's like, who cares? You're opening, you're closing, who cares? When you open, you kick ass, you put on a show, and you make the other band have to work for their
Yes,
job, for their show. And I will always remember that from this. I mean, he doesn't remember half the stuff because he had all. Yes, it was good advice, and that carried on to me. It carried on with me. I've done a lot of huge shows in Mexico, as y'all know, and I've never been the one to say I want my band to close. We're closing because we are. No, it didn't matter to me. It's like, you put me where you want to put me. They always gave me a good slot anyway, because I think we gained the respect regardless.
Yes.
But those things that we learned, that I learned from him, from all the original Latin Image guys, that stuff stuck with me forever, and those are the stories that I can tell, and that's why Latin Image will always be in my heart. And I'm so happy that we were able to get these guys together and just to listen to each other, because I'm telling you stories these guys are telling. I mean, I hadn't heard them, so
they want to hear about the time that the equipment truck almost got stolen.
Oh goodness! San Antonio, Texas. I'll start it, and then you guys. I'll start the story. I'll let them finish.
Well, we can't tell the whole story.
We can.
There's law.
No, we can tell the whole story. Nobody knows. There's only about 525,000 people listening. I'll tell you as much as I can, but we had a show. It was Desperados in San Antonio, Texas. We were a very tight unit, so we performed, and then we had planned the next day that we were going to make a trip to the zoo. So we played that night, stayed at the hotel. Next day, we, as a family, we went to the zoo, to Breckenridge Park. Okay, so we went and we left our truck. It was a truck and a trailer. It was Mr. Peña's truck and a trailer, and we went to have a great day at the zoo, or at the park. And on our way back up the hill, there we see the truck leaving with the trailer. So we were like, yeah, exactly. That's what we said. Oh shit! So we all looked at each other. We were hoping someone had, went ahead and got the truck, but no, we had the keys, right? Yeah. So you pick up there.
No, I mean that's pretty much the whole gist of the story. It got much more exciting than that, of course. It involved 4 cars and firearms. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. But we ended up getting the truck back. There was a Firebird Trans Am was the other vehicle involved, and I remember that guy, he jumped out of the truck because he finally gave up, and he left it in gear. He left it in gear, and he jumped out of the truck, and he got in that car, and they took off, and I mean, we got the truck back, make it back to the park, and then we bought some beer, and we had a good time.
It always ends with a beer.
These guys, they stop people. They're stealing our truck, so they jumped into some vehicles stopped and actually
give you a ride.
Yeah, and then some of them got in their vehicles. I don't remember who, but bottom line is we got it back. And the guy that left the truck on drive, and he got his ass, literally his ass kicked, because Vince's dad was able to give him a kick in the butt to send him off his merry way. But yeah, that's a story they asked us to tell. So.
All right. Well, Lisa's saying that she was also intimidated by Tim.
No.
Yes, because yes, that was the conversation we had at Buscando Talento con David Olivares. Yes.
Yeah, I met Lisa in West Texas, and she was always like, "Oh, that guy, man, he scares me." I'm like, "Yeah, that's Tim. Just don't mind him. Just go that way."
The problem was that a bunch of guys didn't actually drink beer, so that's the key to get into Tim. You just you crack one open, you hand it over, and then there's no intimidation after that. It's like,
But he was very professional.
Oh yeah.
Very professional. I remember that because a lot of the stuff that you told me, it stuck with me because I got a lot of advice from you and Sam and Manza, and those little things stuck with me. But I remember the professionalism. And I mean that just stayed with me.
Well, I think a lot of that we can get from Vince's dad, Mr. Pena, was a really big influence in as far as a business structure, of how to run this thing. He's the one that told us that. Do you want to do this? We got to find out. Do you really want to do this? Is this something that you want to do? And we all said, yeah, we want to do it. Are you in it for the money? Nah, we're in it just because we want to. We wanted the money, but we wanted to do it. He goes, because there's probably not going to be any money when you start out, and there never was.
Yeah.
But there was money going in, of course. But yeah, no, it was. But yeah, he gave us that he trained us to this is a business. We have to treat it like a business if we wanted to work.
We were incorporated.
Yeah, and we were, we had president and vice president, and we had meetings, we had minutes. It was very structured, and that that went a long way. So Tim ended up becoming the manager of the band, and so anytime we had to, there's stories of stuff you see on TV. I tell my sons, I go like, that gangster shit right there, that's real. that is real. I mean, no, it's real. I mean, we've been to up north, the northeast, and the northwest, and the central north parts of the state of the U.S. and that you got to pay your commission when you go out there. It's real stuff. The music industry is crazy, but we were structured. Yeah, go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
You talk about we talk about the music, and yeah, the music it's history. It's never gonna go away. But I think what influenced us the most was the experience, the life experience. It shaped us. I had 7 fathers whenever I was on the road because they all kept an eye on me. And oh yeah, except for one time I had to babysit him and make sure he didn't drown in the swimming pool.
What was that booze? What was that called? Southern Comfort, man.
But we say Tim intimidated us, but that's because he had a high standard, and it was. Whatever we played, he always pushed us to be better musically. And not only that, but on the business side of it. This was a business. We had to learn how to manage, our finances, our money, how to make sure we had money throughout the tour, it didn't run out. And, I learned a lot from Tim a lot of the way he managed today, I still I have my own company, and many of the things, the way I handle my employees is the way I would see Tim handle the band. And you know, I had a very good conversation with him, because I was surprised when he said he was quitting the band, or he was retiring, because he was passionate about it. You know, and it was hard for me to say, how do you just walk away when just last week you were so concerned about the show, you know, staying on time, on schedule, and then all of a sudden you just walk away. And he told me, he says, you got to know whenever the price is getting too high. And he says, I'm not walking away from music. I'm actually walking, you know. I believe at the time we were about to marry Patty. Is what it was, and I said, well, you know what? I was young at the time. I was 20 years old, and I had just met my wife, then my girlfriend, and I noticed I had to make a big decision myself, and I saw the way these guys would handle life, responsibility, and whenever Tim said, you know, priorities, you know, when it comes to music is one thing, but his family was something else.
Yeah.
And when I met my wife, hi babe, hope you're listening. You know, I used to love playing in the band. I looked forward to the tours, leaving. I was always looking forward to them until I met her. Man, those trips were horrible. I didn't want to leave. I'm like, how long are we gone? 3 days. Oh, come on. I want to hurry up and come home. Because I was 20 and she was 18 and she was about to go out into the world. And like, and she was smart. I'm like, she's too smart to be with somebody like me. So it came to the time where I'm like, you know what? I think now I understand what Tim was telling me. It's, you'll know when it's time to walk away. And I did, and watching him the way he handled it, then you know, and I'm still married to her today, 23 years, and we have 3 kids, and it was because of Tim.
Let's make sure we clean that up. You don't have 3 kids because of Tim.
I got you, Carlos.
Tim. No, but Rudy, that I'm telling you, us coming here today and being able to hear these stories is unbelievable. So those people that are tuning in, I mean, they're hearing some stuff
I'm getting some good comments on here.
And I think Tim is realizing what an influence he had on people.
Yeah, but this one here, I don't know who's Sandy.
Not sure.
Yeah, I don't know who Sandy is.
Deny.
Okay, well this is what she wrote right here. I'm reading it right here.
Never heard of her.
It says, I am a Latin image virgin. I'm so excited to learn more and hear your music. Diana needs to take me under her wings and show me all about it.
See you October 9th. Tickets available on Eventbrite. Brought to you by SCP Radio. And parties for you.
And Rick Sanchez says, hi. How's it going? So,
hello, Rick. How are you, sir?
Well, guys, I don't know, but I mean, it's been so fun having y'all here, guys. Can't wait for the concert. I think a lot of people from we're seeing from the other comments here, it looks like everybody's excited about it. You know, so Ray Castillo. He said, "What's up, guys?"
Well, hello.
You know, so we look forward to that. Once again, Carl, before we go, can y'all give the information on how they can get the tickets? What is the date and what time everything started?
All right, Latin Image Reunion. This is the only opportunity for you to see this. This is a true reunion, not bands that takes a 1 year break and they're a reunion. This is a true reunion, like y'all heard. Some of these guys haven't played in a very, very long time. So this is the one in a once in a lifetime opportunity to see Latin Image together October 9th. This is at Rockefeller's here in Houston. Your tickets are available on Eventbrite. Get them while they're still there. There's very few left, but you got to go out and get them and be a part of this amazing part of history that we're really looking forward to. So October 9th, Rockefeller's Latin Image Reunion.
All right. And guys, before we leave, we usually before we close the show, I have the guys in here singing, but I know there's only one singer in here, so I can't make y'all sing. But y'all can shout out to your families. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Start. We almost started.
My little story here is the way the band changed my life also is I met my wife at a show, and we have 2 beautiful kids. We're still married, have 2 grandkids, and Gina, love you. Kevin, Bree, love you. Caleb, Jojo, love you too. And it just changed your life also. So.
Okay. Sir, before you started, I just want to let you know that SCP supports all the troops. And
Thank you.
We want to say thank you to your family for supporting.
Yes.
All right?
Amen.
Hey, shout out.
Fidel, we're waiting for you. Lisette, Christina, Tina. Always home.
Awesome.
I can't even follow that up. Just want to send a shout out to Maricela, my wife, which I love with all my heart.
And
Family
to
here.
Janessa.
And to Jasmine and Janessa that are watching and
They
sending
both said
me
hello,
comments.
Daddy, by the way.
Oh, awesome. Hi, girls. Love y'all.
Yeah, I'll send a shout out to my family, my daughter Bianca. My wife's actually here, Cindy Pena. She actually followed me around from when I got in the band, and we finally kind of
Latin Image
dated
Babe.
and got together, and we're going to celebrate our 30th anniversary in November this year. So,
And his wife is the founder of the one of the founders of the Latin Image Babes. That was the fan club, Latin Image fan club.
yeah, way back in the day.
Yes.
They'll be in the house October 9th as well, right, Cindy?
The babes?
Latin Image Babes.
Yeah.
Gonna be in the house.
Yeah. Las mamacitas, in other words. Yeah.
Well, of course, I want to say hello to my wife, Yanira. Love you. And just want you to know that, while I'm playing the music on October 9th, I'll be thinking about you. And Angelina, Christian, I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all did great tonight at the on halftime. They marched today for the first time. And Noah, I love you, Papa. And see y'all when I get home.
Awesome. Moses?
Oh, hey.
Better say hi to Veronica, boy.
All right, hey, Veronica, I love you. Hey, come on out here, come out and see us, man. We're gonna have a good time. I can't wait to see all you people in Houston, and we're gonna have a blast, man. Come on out and have a blast with us.
I'm sorry I intimidated everybody. I'm gonna have to go to therapy. Seriously, no. Yeah, the Latin Image show, this reunion show, is about us, but partially us getting together. But the other half of it is for the people that supported us. I started to tell Carlos, if you our metrics, you can measure, say, well, they were never as popular as this or that. But the thing is, what we did happened. We had a great time. We have guys from Denver Harbor, kids from the neighborhood who went to school and learned from their band teacher and had a dream. And that, to me, is the most important thing, is they had a dream. And it's kind of transferred across Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 of the Latin Image. So, and at the end of the day, it's a story. There's a story there. There's tragedy. There's we've had a few deaths. We have triumphs. The worst day of my career was getting dropped by Sony, and it was horrible. But we came out of it. We met Selena's people, and then it just, things change. It's the slightest degree, and it goes a whole different direction. And that's what life's all about. And so it's a celebration of our career across all the range of musicians, but it's a celebration for the people that we were, influential in any way, whether they like the music or the scene or the whole part of being in Tejano music at the time, So it's not just for us. It is for us, but it's also for the people that supported us, who bought the records, who came to the shows, who people met their wives and stuff. So it's about all that. It's a two-part thing. So
cool.
Can I share one thing?
Yeah.
So I was helping out Max Rios a couple of weeks back at Rockefeller's for his CD release party that he did there, and the biggest compliment that I've ever had, probably my whole life of playing, was another musician that was in his group came up to me after the show, right when the show ended, and tells me that he was honored to share the stage with me. And I never thought of myself as a good musician. I never thought I was ever great. But to hear somebody tell you that's deep, man. Yep. And that's all I got.
Cool.
That's awesome. I want to first of all send a shout out to Gilbert Munguia, who actually wrote a lot of the songs when Latin Image first started. So I want to send a shout out to Gilbert Munguia and thank him for creating such wonderful lyrics and wonderful songs that we were able to put on record and just make them come alive. So Gilbert Munguia, shout out going out to you. And again, we want to dedicate our performance that night to Johnny Martinez, who he was a huge influence on all of us, and he left a big old gap in this band when he left us. So we want to dedicate that show to him. Joe Ernest, who also was the original Latin Image singer and was an amazing vocalist, and those were hard shoes for me to fill, sounding like a chipmunk when I first came in with my second album. So we want to dedicate, those two guys were just a huge part of what Latin Image is about. So, and of course our families, all of our families, whether we met them with during the band or after, we have an amazing support system, and that's allowed us to stay in music. It's something we love to do. Yes, some of us haven't been playing in a while, but the music never left us. The music's always going to be in our hearts, and that's what we want to show everyone October 9th, that some of us have been active musically, others have not, but that night it's not going to matter. That night we're going to bring back history, one song at a time, 3 acts at a time. So again, I hope everybody gets excited and joins us October 9th. Rockefellers, again, this is a one show, one time, this is it, So if you miss it, you're going to have to wait for someone to tell you about it. So make sure you come out and show some love, show some support October 9th.
Okay. Well, before we leave, I'm going to tell you now, we got the first interview, we got the exclusive interview. So once we do this, once I do this show here, we're going to have you to come back for a second interview, because there's still a lot more to talk about going on, but now the show's gonna be over. We're gonna be able to talk about the show and plus whatever else we left out. Because there's a whole lot here. Yeah. There's 30 years to catch up. So I'm letting you know that I'm gonna want you back after the show. We'll get together and we'll be like a recap. Okay. Of the show. All right.
Sounds
good. We're gonna be doing that. Also, we got some guests in the studio that came on from Puerto Rico. Right in the back, my front up. They're right there. So they're here from Puerto Rico. So we want to thank you for coming out here, being out here with us too. So, but it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna look forward to it, and I think we're gonna have a good time out there. And I was gonna say, bring your danger shoes and get ready to dance.
Thank you. Now we're gonna have a good time. Shout out going out to George Gonzalez, who's here, and also Las Brazas.
They brought the food.
My 3 favorite people.
And actually, the Brazos are one of our sponsors. They actually the ones that provide the food. Anytime we have a guest, we love when they have artists in the studio because that's when they feed us. If we don't have guests, we don't get fed. So we're trying to bring guests here.
So don't believe them when they say they have a band every day all week. Okay, like we have a band on Tuesday.
Just save me some loaded corn.
I don't know about that. You have to fight for that. But that's Miss Jessica, Miss Gil. They're the owners of Razos Tacos, the best tacos here in Houston. I guarantee you that. And they're the ones that provide the food for all the artists that come out here. So we got food back here in the back for y'all guys. We're gonna go ahead and end the show once again.
Wait. No. We got the Guadalupe Awards. I gotta promote that.
Okay, go ahead. Hurry up.
Okay, so
they're hungry.
I have to.
These people are hungry.
I know. Hold on. Go to the Guadalupe Production Awards page. Vote. Right now, I am on the ballot for Songwriter of the Year, and my single is up for Tejano Single of the Year. So vote Mary Jane Segura and Ignacio Puente. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, congratulations on that. All right. Well, once again, thank you for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time. And we're going to be taking some pictures and some autographs here going on. But we'll see y'all next Friday. Tune in on scpradio.com. We'll see y'all next time.
Adios.
Aquí estamos los dos enamorados, aquí estamos felices y abrazados. ¿Qué más queremos de esta vida más que nada? Estar juntos para siempre cara a cara. Cuando yo te conocí, sabía que tú eras para mí. Dentro de mi corazón un sincero amor por ti. Los dos estamos juntos para siempre. Aquí estamos los dos enamorados, aquí estamos felices y abrazados. ¿Qué más queremos de esta vida? Más que nada, estar juntos para siempre, cara a cara. Cuando yo te conocí, sabía que tú eras para mí. Dentro de mi corazón sentí un sincero amor por ti. Los dos estamos juntos para siempre, felices y lo estamos tú y yo. Los dos estamos juntos para siempre, tú y yo. Para siempre, para siempre, para siempre.
This is your boy, Light Jockey Mike, and I just wanted to thank you for supporting SCP Radio. That's the end of our show, but please be sure to check us out on SpaceCadetPro.com, where you will be able to watch our videos, find and like all of our social media accounts, and chat with us. While you are there, click on the radio tab, where you will be able to see the show schedule and all of the different ways to reach us. You can also listen to us from there if you are on a PC or laptop. Thanks again, and remember, we are the future in entertainment.